Hi, this is Paul Hart from the Saxophonist.org, and I'm here with a review of the custom alto and soprano saxophone case from Manning Custom Woodwinds. Hey, I have a little disclaimer before we start this review. I generally do not do reviews of products that I use, own, or endorse. But this one's a little different. Unlike other cases in our dual case review, this case doesn't exist anywhere in the world except right here in my living room. And if I go in the other room, that's the only place it's going to exist. This is a truly bespoke case. So I wanted to share with you the possibilities that exist for you because we want to present all the opportunities and all the options available for you if you're looking for a dual case. Enjoy the review. You know, for the longest time I wanted to have a dual saxophone case, but really it was more out of desire than it was necessity. Well, as I started to travel a lot more, especially internationally, and I started to tour more with my professional saxophone quartet, a dual case became a real necessity. I looked at a lot of different case options, but really I narrowed it down to two. One being the Wiseman out of England and Manning Custom Woodwinds out of California. Ultimately, I decided on the Manning for a number of reasons. First, a lot of my friends and professional players are using Manning cases. They just would not put their horns in anything else. The other reason is carbon fiber. I know that Mike does an awful lot of work with carbon fiber. Now, so does Wiseman. But I found that I could get a Manning custom case for a lot less money than I could a Wiseman case made out of carbon fiber. The final reason is that I play some oddly shaped instruments. I play a Mark VI, which is not an oddly shaped instrument, but I also play P. Moriat curved bell or semi-tip bell saxello style soprano. I love this saxophone, and most cases wouldn't work. Just the bell configuration was too strange. Wiseman wasn't even 100% sure that my bell would fit their case as well. They thought they could probably custom make one if they had the horn. So ultimately I decided to go with the Manning. Now here's what I have to tell you. I've owned a lot of cases. I have cases by BAM. I've owned a full set of Walt Johnson cases back when Walt Johnson was the it case, including, oddly enough, a dual alto and soprano case that I had custom made that weighed a metric ton. And I have to tell you, this has been the smartest purchase that I have ever made. I needed to have something that I had to have insurance, mental and almost literal insurance, that my horns were going to be protected no matter what I had to deal with in travel. Also, I needed to have a configuration. And I also had the ability to customize the case the way I wanted. So for example, I love the look of the carbon fiber. I don't know if you can see it here in the light, but there's certainly photos that you can see online. But I was a little worried about abrasions and things like that. And one of the things Mike said was, hey, we can coat the back of the case with a coating that will help with the abrasions. And that's what he did. So the full case is carbon fiber, both front and back. This has just been sprayed to help. It has these wonderful seat belt quality backpack straps, which I have to be honest with you, they're not padded, but the feel of this case on my back is near weightless. Now that says something, given that there's two saxophones in here. But I could not believe how well it fits my torso, and as you can see, especially when you're looking at my belly, you can barely see what's on my back. And sometimes that has to be an important factor whenever you're dealing with airports, especially airlines. This is really a wonderful case. It has incredibly strong hinges, as you can see on the back, that run the full width of the case and are both screwed and riveted in. The front has these safety latches that you have to press in and then open up. There are three. There are bumpers on the bottom and on the back, as well as really thick, sturdy handles with rubber handles. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to show you the inside of the case now. All right, so the case has three safety locks. And they're called safety locks because look, I can't open them just by grabbing the edge of them. I have to press down this button and lift up. These are unbelievably high quality. I cannot move these locks. Now the fit of the case is extremely tight, meaning you have to press down. It is designed that way. Nothing moves. The padding that is inside molds around your instrument, and everything is lock secure. There's a brace, as you'll see, down the center of the case for added stability, and this is carbon fiber, one of the strongest and lightest materials on the planet. All right, so let's take a look inside. One of the things that was important to me, as I mentioned earlier, is that my case be able to fit my instruments. One of the big problems I had is that I play this soprano right here, which is a P. Moriarty soprano with a tip bell. Now furthermore, I play using a Patel hand ease for soprano because I have carpal tunnel. So one of the problems I face is that this little element here won't fit most cases, and I don't want to take this on and off all the time. Plus, the configuration of the bell doesn't lend to most cases. Not a problem for Mike. Now, how do I get such a tight fit? And I'm going to show you something in a minute I don't recommend you do. Well, I sent my horns to Mike. In fact, Mike insists that the horns be present to be fitted for the case. This is maybe for some people a little off-putting, but guess what? You wouldn't have a custom-made suit made without you being there, and that's what this is. This is a bespoke case. There's not another case on the planet that is like this one, and I can show you why. It fits my Mark VI and my P. Moriarty soprano. Now, what happens if I want to get, let's say, a Kyleworth alto saxophone or a Selmer soprano? Well, I can send those instruments to Mike along with the case, and for a nominal charge, he can retrofit the case for me. Now, Mike is one of the best in the business, and he walked me through the steps on how to send him my alto and my soprano. I sent both arrived brilliantly, not a scratch on them. I did exactly everything he said with the packing, and I think it cost me around $35 or $40 to send, trackable through the U.S. Postal Service. He then in turn made my case and sent it back to me in packing that I still have, and I haven't had an issue. Now, there's some things about this case that I want to share with you that's really cool. One, I'm a gearhead, so I can carry a lot of stuff in here. I have my strap, I have my mouthpiece bag, I have reed cases. Here's the two necks for the soprano, and I have a little leather Colonel Littleton bag here that carries a whole bunch of swabs and things like that. Now I want to show you one of my favorite parts of this case, and it is totally customizable to whatever you want. This is by my taste. We play music for people, and sometimes we need reminders that the reason why we're out on the road and the reason why we're so busy is to not only make music for the public, but to provide for our loved ones. And in our family, right about the time that I started thinking about having this customized case made, we lost our dear Aunt Sherry to pancreatic cancer. And the color for pancreatic cancer awareness is purple. Now, sadly, the way the lights are working in the camera, this is probably going to come out on the video a little bit more blue than it is purple. But he was kind enough to fit the inside of this case with a beautiful purple interior, crushed interior. And every time I pick open a lock and I open up the case and see the horns and know what I have to do, I think of a loved one and to not miss any opportunities in life. Now, I'm going to show you something that I'm going to recommend you do not do with other cases. And in fact, you might be a little bit surprised that I'm going to do this. How good is the fit of this case? Well, let me show you. I don't recommend that you do this with another case. These horns do not move. It has an unconditional guarantee as long as you are using this case the way you're supposed to. It is TSA friendly. This will fit in an overhead, and it is going to get my instruments everywhere that I want. Now, let's say you have something unique. You have a one-piece soprano and a flute and a piccolo. Maybe you have back issues, so you want wheels. That can be put on it. There are just about as many configurations you can have of a case that you want. Now, what's really neat about this is the width of it is just slightly, maybe 4 inches longer than my Walt Johnson tenor case that I've had for 30 years. This is half the weight of that case with 2 instruments in it. It is really a remarkable case. To learn more about Manning custom cases, visit the website. We have a link on our website, or check out Manning Custom Woodwinds. These are really, really incredible cases and something you're going to want to check out.